everybody, and welcome to episode 48 of Nickel O's World podcast. Welcome. Today is December the 12th, 2014, and it is Friday. Although it possibly could be Saturday or Sunday when you watching this. But for me, it's Friday. For you guys, it's probably a day or two ahead. All right, I am Nicole, also known as Nikki18229. If you are a new viewer and you're checking me out for the first time, thank you so much for giving me a chance, and I hope you come back another week. And as always, if you're a returning viewer, thank you so much for checking me out and coming back another week and hearing what is going on. I greatly appreciate it. So yeah, grab your favorite beverage of choice and let's get started. I got my cup here. And grab your favorite beverage of choice. This is my new Christmas cup. I said last episode, I believe I had a Frosty mug, Frosty the Snowman, a snowman cup, and it got a big crack like back here somewhere, and I only paid $1 for it at Dollar Tree. And if you don't know what Dollar Tree is, it's where everything is exactly $1 or less. Sometimes it's less than $1, but nothing is over $1. So when I went there this week, I got this cute little guy. Isn't he cute? Santa Claus. If you're wondering what I am drinking decaffeinated French vanilla tea with a sugar-free creamer in it. As I am spilling it to try and show you guys. Good thing I'm at my table and it wasn't on my keyboard. Let me wipe off here. And if you're wondering, yes, it is dark out, and it is obviously because it's nighttime. I'm recording at night this time, and I am back in my living room. And as James from Dancing Geek would say, I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. This obviously is going to be probably maybe a little long episode, and the lighting is going to be bad. I have said in other podcasts, I live in a house that is over 100 years old. It was built in the 1890 or in the 1890s. And, well, throughout the years, it got modernized, but nothing, obviously, for lighting. But we make do, and it's all good. I did record during the day today, but I didn't like the recording. It was so scattered, and I just sounded like a babbling goof. So, yeah, so let's get started. We have some administrati, some works in progress, some TV talk, and life, and all that other good stuff. So let's get started. I'm going to take a sip here. And also, if this seems like a stop and start episode, it's because I am still suffering with my allergies, just like most of you have been lately. In a lot of my podcasts, I have seen that a lot of you have been saying, forgive the runny, stuffy nose, to blowing with the nose, to pausing. So, it's kind of nice to know that I'm not the only one and I'm not alone. So, yeah. So, all right, let's get started. And also, those of you that live on the East Coast, how did you weather the storm that we had this week? I was lucky. I didn't get it bad where I live here in Pennsylvania, but I know some of you did. I'm glad it wasn't as bad. We just got a lot of rain and snow, and the snow is wet snow. And if you live in an area where you get snow, you know wet snow is the worst. Because it's heavy and it's slushy. Anyways, moving on. I'm digressing. Administrati. Happy birthday to anybody who has or will have a birthday in December. And also, if you are a Christmas baby, how do you celebrate your birthday? And I'm also going to apologize, if my camera, if there's spots where I seem like I'm pausing, and then it goes right back. I'm not. It's just my camera seems to be acting weird. Maybe when I edit, I won't even notice it. All right. So, yeah, happy birthday. We have a cow going on right now until January the 8th, 2015, and I will read that to you guys. So let me get it up here. If I'm looking away or down, it's because I'm reading the information. Our Cal started on October the 10th and ends January the 8th. That gives everybody a chance to get their works in progress done, or their gift knitting, or their Grinch knitting, or whatever you're doing. And even if you don't celebrate any of the holidays, it gives you extra time to get your stuff in and to work on it. And for those that celebrate holidays, I tried so that it gives all of us a chance and covers all the holidays. I'm sorry, my nose is starting to run. I know, I better go catch it. Alright. It has to be knit or crochet. Has to either be a gift you're going to give, or in the light of the holiday season, it can be a knit or crocheted item that was gifted to you. Because I know many of us as knitters and crocheters, we tend to make stuff for our friends and give it to them for holidays, whether it be a garment, a shawl, a bird of happiness, anything. Like us as crafty people, we tend to give our friends crafty gifts because we know they're going to appreciate them. So if I want to give a friend of mine that's a knitter or crocheter a gift, I just simply knit or crochet them something that I know that they would like, or maybe they were asking for, and surprise them. So I am allowing that. I know some, other podcasters are like, nope, but I'm allowing that because of the spirit of the holiday season. And if I'm drinking more, it's because my allergy meds are just drying. They make me thirsty. They dry out. I wish they dry my sinuses out. Anyways, digressing. And it can also be a gift in the spirit of the holiday season. It can be a gift that you're going to give to yourself, quote unquote, selfish knitting. Maybe there was yarn that was given to you throughout the year, or given to you as an early gift, and you want to make something out of it, or somebody gifted you a pattern and you're getting around to working on it. You can put it in. I don't consider that selfish knitting. Maybe there's something you won that you've seen and you're like, okay, nobody's going to give me that or get me that. I'm just going to buy it myself, and I'm going to buy the yarn for it myself, and that's going to be my Christmas present. Or that's going to be my whatever present, or that's going to be my gift to myself. So I am allowing that. It can also either be something you're making for the holiday season, for your home, work, or community. And also toys. Toys count as gifts. So if you're participating in the Bakery Bears and Penhook Needles podcast in their toy along, knit or crochet toys do count, in case you are wondering, so do not be afraid to put them in. They do count as gifts. Or even if you're giving them to Ken the Can't talk tonight. To the Turbo Knitter podcast, to Ken for his ambulance, those do count as gifts as well that you could put in our holiday gift along. And if you're unsure if it fits in with our along, please feel free to ask me. As far as works in progress go, as far as posting photos of works in progress, one picture per week of all your works in progress. Say you have 6 works in progress. Well, for this week, you could post a picture of all 6 of them and say that you finished one. You can also post a picture of the finished object as well. And say during this week, you posted a picture of all 6 of your projects and works in progress, and you started a 7th one. If you did, oh my gosh, you're amazing. A lot of us seem to have cast-on-itis this time of the year. So if you start another project, you can just post a picture of it. I love seeing all you guys' works in progress and finished objects. And as far as dipping into other groups, as long as it's okay with their rules and guidelines, that is fine. I do not care. And of course, chatter is welcome in the thread. There will be a prize for this along. I do not have it with me right here. Right now, I showed it the last 2 times. It is called Wool in the Woods. It comes with a vest pattern, but you obviously do not have to make that pattern. It's just something that came with the kit. It is called Wool in the Woods. It is a wool blend. It's colorway Thief in the Night. If you want to see what the price is, go back to episode 46 and 47 where I show it. I figured that it would be easier to show the price for along every other podcast just to make it easier. And it does come, I am an animal-friendly home, but it stays in a Ziploc bag the way it has since I got it. The prize is from my own personal stash. And if we get more entries and more people joining our holiday cow and our holiday/gift cow, I will dive into my own personal stash again and pull another thing of yarn for a prize. Alright, so that's that. If you have any questions, as I said, please feel free to contact me. We have a blog, in case you're wondering, and our blog is nicolo'sworldpodcast.blogspot.com. It is almost up to date. I didn't put in episode 47 yet. I slacked on that last week. I got sidetracked with everything going on, getting ready for Christmas here, that I forgot to put it in. So when I upload episode 48 to the blog on Saturday, episode 47, along with show notes for both episodes. We also have a Facebook group. Come join us if you haven't. It is a closed group, so if you click to be invited, I will. If you don't seem like you're a spam bot and it doesn't appear that you're one, obviously I'll accept you. I do have it as a closed group right now because of spamming. So feel free to join. I'm glad we have 11 members so far. We also have an email, nicolo'sworldpodcast@gmail.com, in case you'd like to email me. We also have December Finished Object thread is open. I also have an Ask Nicole Anything thread. You can ask me anything. It does not have to be fiber or crafting related. And so far, nobody's put anything in the thread. Maybe I guess you guys don't want to know anything about me. Or you haven't thought of anything to ask me, but I do hope somebody does ask me a question. And I am going to pause a minute because I need to blow my nose. And I'm back. I'm sorry, I did not want to subject anybody that had earbuds into me blowing my nose, or anybody else for that matter. Yeah, so the thread is open. I'm kind of a little sad nobody asked any questions yet, but it's there. Feel free. As it keeps getting lower in the thread, I'll keep bumping it up because maybe somebody will have a question. And if it appears after a while that obviously nobody wants to ask me anything, then maybe sadly I will close. But for now, I'll keep it open. Finished objects. I have before I move on to that, that is everything for the Minestrati. I do have a question for you guys. If there is a time where maybe I don't have any finished objects, is it okay if I show a finished object from one of you guys that you put into our finished object thread, or it's in our group photos? I don't want to just use a photo and then you're not okay with that. So let me know, is it okay if I show off maybe one of your finished objects on the podcast? Maybe inspire somebody else for an idea? Let me know. Alright, that is everything for Administrati. Moving on. Finished objects. Wonk, wonk. No, I don't have any. But that's okay. It happens sometimes, right? Works in progress. I have a lot of those, you guys. First one is my Bootacular socks. Yes, I said Bootacular socks. They're my Halloween socks. No laughing. I know you're laughing at me there thinking, but we're in December and you're just now trying to finish your Halloween socks. Yes. But that's okay. I can have Halloween socks whenever I want, right? It doesn't have to be Halloween for Halloween socks, right? I'm sure. I say I can wear Halloween socks whenever I want. And if that's wrong, oh well. I can wear them. And nothing wrong with having Halloween socks all year. Am I wrong or right? Let me know. And if you're wondering what they're being kept in, they're being kept in my beauty shop bag. Isn't this a cute little bag, you guys? It says Beauty Shop Makeup Love, and it has eyeshadows, nail polish, brushes, lipsticks, and little kisses. And a compact. I think this is so cute. I picked this up at Dollar General back in the early fall. I am sad. I wish they'd get more of these size makeup bags in because I'd buy more of them. They were only $5. I originally bought this as a makeup bag for when I travel for work, but they didn't have, it was too big for me. I'm sorry. It was too big for what I needed, actually, believe it or not. Not that I travel light at all, but it just wasn't what I needed. I found something else at home in my bags that when I went through my vanity, I found an actual makeup bag that suited my needs a lot better. So I decided this was going to become a project bag. I actually needed something for my socks, and one day when I was in a hurry, I stuck them in here, and I'm like, oh, Eureka! Makes the perfect sock bag. So yeah, if any of you guys see these out anywhere, like it doesn't obviously have to be the same bag, but if you guys are out anywhere and you see bags like this that seem like a perfect project bag out in the store, can you guys let me know? Because I am really looking for some. Alright, and you can see why I like it. I mean, not that I don't love going online to the Etsy shops and all and buying the gorgeous project bags, but sometimes price-wise, these bags work perfect. Alright. I am working on my Bootaccular socks, and they are designed by the wonderful Ron Strong. Here we go. I'm trying to show it so that I don't show you guys the pattern. Bootaccular socks by Ron Strong. Here's a picture of the socks. I am not making the socks the way he shows them here in the picture with the purple at the toe and the heels. He did his differently like that. Here is a pit, and it has a gorgeous cable in the back. Here's a picture of the cable. With the purple. It is gorgeous. I am on the second one. I told you guys last week I didn't show you it because I was only on the ribbing of the cuff, and you've seen ribbings on cuffs before. There's nothing to show. But I have made progress. Alright, that's my finished sock that I finished. Here's my work in progress. Here is the front. It is gorgeous, and yes, there is pooling. And that is okay because I absolutely love pooling. I think it is cute and neat. And here is the back, and you will see I did a boobity-boo on the back. Hang on. You guys will see I did a... Well, that ain't working for extra lighting. But I did a boo-boo on the back right here. And that is user error. I completely forgot what I was doing, as you can see, as the pattern goes along. Where I messed up and made a boo-boo on my boopity-boop, I made a boo-boo right here. As you can see, but that's okay. And I know you're wondering, why haven't you gone back and ripped back to the very beginning of the cable and fixed it? Simple. It's a mistake. I'm not perfect, and neither is my knitting. And I don't expect to be perfect. or ever have perfect knitting. And besides, it's a sock. Nobody's going to see it on my leg unless I lift it up and say, hey, you want to see where I made the mistake on my sock? Or hey, you want to see the back of my sock? Well, only people are going to see the back of my sock are you guys, and that's it. I won't even know what's back there when I have it on. But I think it's gorgeous. I am almost ready to start the heel flap. Here's how much of it I still have left. I'm hoping out of this I will have enough to make a barn raising square. And if you're wondering who made this gorgeous yarn, it is by knitsomnicdesigns.com. You can find her on Etsy. And the colorway is Frankenstein Sleepy Sock. I call this my Sleepy Hollow sock because it reminds me of the TV show Sleepy Hollow. It is 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon, 462 yards or 100 grams. And I found something easy when I was knitting the first sock, so I knew when to start decreasing for the toe. Like when the foot decreasing, like when I start to decrease for the toe, I use my foot blank for the fish lips kiss heel, and I knew when I needed to start my decreases for that. Like after you do the heel flap and gusset, I knew, not the heel flap and gusset, but the toe decreasing. To start the toe decreasing and shaping, I use this to tell me where to start and when I should start, like, getting ready to start for the Kitchener for the toe. This has come in handy. So I'm going to use it again for my second sock. And if you're new and you want to see what it looks like finished, I don't have my homemade sock blockers, but here it is. It is a cuff down. I did have to Kitchener. And I hate Kitchenering. I shouldn't say I hate it. I'm not good at it. I try to avoid it at all costs. I try to do toe-up socks. But I've been on this kick where I'm like, gotta get better at Kitchenering, Nicole. Only way you're gonna get better at it is by doing cuff-down socks and practicing your Kitchenering. And yes, it is pooling. And I love pooling. You can see how it starts here, kind of like a little zigzag, and over here it starts to pool. It's pooling up, 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 up. And even up here it's pooling. I just love that. I love how it gives that little stripey effect. Zigzaggy, swirly, stripey effect, or whatever it's called. I love it. Here's the back. Here's my heel. And yes, I did do a heel flap and gusset, as you can see. And here is the cabling. As I said, I didn't use the purple heel or toe. I just made it as one, but I definitely want to knit these. I would definitely knit these socks again. And I'd love to use this colorway again. And next time, I'd use the purple for the heel and the toe. But it does fit good. I tried it on, and it is soft. So maybe next week when you guys see these socks, they will be finished. I'm not going to guarantee that or promise that. Moving along. Well, let me put my pattern away so I don't lose that. That would not be a good thing. Not that I couldn't print it off again, but save paper. Alright, my next work in progress is, looking at my notes, my iced cardigan. I have it over here. It's all covered up. Alright. I didn't show this one to you guys last week either because it was still at the raglan shaping and there was nothing really to show. So, if you are new, I will give you all the information and show you a picture about this. If you guys would like, you can add me as a friend on Rav if you're on Ravelry. Just look me up as Nikki18229. I also, as I'm waiting for this to load, forgot to tell you guys, you can also find me on Instagram, Twitter, MyFitnessPal, and almost every place in the interwebs as Nikki18229. Alright, here we go. My iced. Where did it go? Oh, here we go. I don't have a picture of it yet. Ice Cardigan by Carol Feller. It is a free pattern on Rav. It was published in Knitty's First Fall 2010. The yarn she suggests is Garn Studio Drops, DROPS Ice, and it is a bulky 12 ply, and it takes approximately 580 to 10,050 yards of yarn, and bust sizes are available from extra small to 3X. Here is a picture of it. Now the picture on her Rav page shows it in green. I am doing the large. Where I originally started to do the 1X, which is the extra large, which is bust size 46.5. And I tried it on Line Brand Homespun, which I didn't like. It was not working out right. And then I tried it again on my Red Heart Super Saver Turquoise colorway, and it was too big. So I went down to a large, which is bust size 42.5. I am in between a size 42 and 46 bust. I fall between those two sizes, so I was like, either go a size up and then it's too big, or let's go a size down. So I thought about it, and I'm like, let's go with the size down because that's more towards my bust size. I don't know why I'm even talking about my bust size with you guys. I'm sure you guys don't mind as knitters and crocheters. There's nothing to be embarrassed about talking about bust size, right? And even the men I watch, you guys aren't, like, embarrassed that I'm talking about that, are you? I hope not. I mean, you guys have when you guys have like the bust area when you do sweaters. I guess it's called chest. I'm not sure, but because I've never knit a sweater for a man yet. But yeah, so I decided to go with the large. And the biggest bust shaping, in case you're wondering, ladies, it goes up to 54.5. So for my friends that are interested or wondering, that it does go up to a variety of sizes. So that is good. And as I said, this is a free pattern. If you get it up, and it will give you a link to click to the pattern. You just click it, and it will come up as Knitty, and that's where the pattern is located. But it is a free pattern. I am using Red Heart Super Saver in the turquoise colorway. You guys, if you've been following me, have seen this before. It was yarn I reclaimed from my crochet tunic I made. But you guys, here is where I am at so far. Yay! I got sleeves. This is a top-down raglan. I sectioned off of the sleeves, as you guys can see. Yay! I know it kind of looks all wonky and funky-dunky, but here's what it looks like. I was kind of worried that it wasn't going to fit me, the large, that I was going to have to frog it back and do the extra large. But then I remembered something about Red Heart yarns. It stretches. Whoa, look at that. So I don't have to worry. In fact, I can. Let's see if I can. It's not quite long enough for me to do yet, but it's kind of small on the needles to try it on, but that's what it looks like so far. I am worried that it is going to be small, so we will see. Now to get it off. I did it! Yay! And did I lose any stitches? No! Yay! If you're wondering, if you think, well, I was thinking, it seems snug, that I'm worried, what I need to do is put this on a longer cable. You see that I have my sleeves sectioned off, that I am using my cables from my knit picks. What I'm going to do is get a 40-inch circ cable out from my knit picks, and as I get a little further along, or maybe even tomorrow, I'm going to try this on and see how it actually fits. If it is snug, then I will rip this out and go up a size. I will not cry because I'm actually not that far into it. And if you're wondering, here are I'll show you my stitch markers. Little elephant. And another little elephant. And then just a little jewel. And if you're wondering where I got these, I made them myself. I have a whole bag full of stitch markers that I made up to put on Etsy to sell, and they never sold. So, I have them, and maybe I'll give some of them away as future prizes, but this is being kept in my turbo knit, my bag I won from Ken from the Turbo Knitter, my quad bag. I absolutely love it. And so is my pattern. Alright, that is that one. My next one is my MPG, my multi-purpose garment. And that is by the lovely Emily from Fibertown. It's called Multi-Purpose Garment. And here it is a paid-for pattern, in case you're wondering. It is $5 if you're wondering to buy the pattern. It is well worth the money so far, and the pictures I've seen, it's well worth the money. And just a quick FYI in this, if you gifted me a pattern and I say, oh, I was gifted a wonderful pattern by a friend, I will never say how much that pattern is, because I don't feel that it's right to say, well, so-and-so gifted me a pattern and it was da-da-da-da-da amount. No, I don't feel that's right, because then somebody will be like, well, they gave her that amount. Wow, that was not a cheap gift to give her. That was awful cheap to give me, you know, so I don't say how much it is. I'll tell you the name and the designer of the pattern and tell you go look at the link yourself if you want to know how much it is. It's not that I'm being rude, it's just that when it's a gift, I feel it's rude to say how much it is. So if I buy a pattern, I'll tell you how much the pattern costs. And this pattern is $5 and it's well worth the money. Here is what it looks like. Isn't that cute? Let me see if I can find... Yes, I can. I can show you another one without showing you any of the pattern. And this is really why she calls it multi-purpose, because you can wear it as a cowl or a neck warmer or a little shawl thing. Now, I had yarn in mind for this that I won, and I decided to hold off on that and use this other yarn I had, because when I was working on my fingerless mitts, I was like, I have a yarn left over. This is gorgeous yarn. And I didn't care for that. It's not that I would have never wore the hat that came with the other pattern, so I was like, I'm making the MPG out of it. So, in my wonderful bag, this bag is actually from, and the yarn is in it, this project bag, I get one of these every month from Mary Maxim. I'm in their Knit Club of the Month. And it comes with, in one of these packages, will come a pattern and enough skeins of yarn to make the pattern and the lovely bag. And the Knit Club of the Month is like $20.42 a month. It's well worth the money, because it's yarns you may not necessarily ever try otherwise, as in my case. And it's curling up on my circs, and I don't know why, but it is a self-striping yarn. It puts me in mind of the Bernat Mosaic and the Red Heart, oh, what is it called? Red Heart Boutique Unforgettable, or Unforgettable Boutique, I'll tell you. You'd think I'd remember it. It also puts in mind of Red Heart Boutique Unforgettable yarn, except it's a lot nicer to work with than theirs. here's what it looks like, and I apologize for the bad lighting. Maybe no, it ain't gonna work. But here's what it looks like. Red and black, and actually, you can't tell, but I'm on a green section. I ended the green, and I'm actually starting on, here you guys can kind of see it, a brown section. It is gorgeous. It is so soft and gorgeous to make with. Here's how much of that skein I still have left. So as you can see, I am heading into the brown. I finished the green. It started off at like a black and then into burgundy, a burgundy wine, a grayish color, then the burgundy and a grayish color, and then some brown burgundy-ish and green. And now we're going into the brown. So yeah. And it was funny because my grandma was teasing me. She's like, that's never going to fit you. I think you need to give it to me. And why is it rolling? And I said, well, I'm using my China needles, my 4.5 China needles that I got off eBay, like everybody else has. And for some reason, it wants to roll. I don't know why. And she's like, oh, you guys can see it now. You can see the coloring now really good, actually. She's like, that's never going to fit you. That's going to fit me. And so for the fun part, I go, it is so going to fit me, see? She goes, take it off. You need to finish it. It'll fit me better than you. It's not going to fit you, silly. I said, well, duh. It's on my circular needle. It's not like I have the interchangeables where I can flick it onto a bigger cable and try it on. This is a versatile pattern. You can actually make it as big as you want or small as you want. So yeah, and if you're wondering about the yarn I'm using, I am using Mary Maxim Milan. And I really love this yarn. And here's the colorway. It is 80% acrylic, 20% wool, 3.5 ounces, 100 grams, approximately 219 yards or 200 meters. It is so soft. If you go to Mary Maxim, if you like this yarn, you can see it is self-striping, self-changing yarn. If you do like this yarn and you go to Mary Maxim, it's $6.99 a skein, and I will say it's well worth it. I do plan to purchase more of this from Mary Maxim and make more projects out of this. Oh, so soft. Oh. I could just pet it, sit here and pet it for you guys. Anyways. And in case you're wondering, yes, I am aware that when I magic knot this skein to the other one, it obviously is not going to start up in the same place. And no, I am not going to be one of those OCD assessed people that cuts the yarn so that it matches up to this yarn. I am okay that it's going to start at a completely different end and a completely different color. I am fine with that. In fact, I think that's going to fare neat for this pattern. And as I said, they are 4.5 mil needles, and I bought them on eBay. They're my China needles from China. I do like them. So yeah, they are nice. That is that. Where's my zipper? Alright, my last, let me set that over there. I have a secret crochet. It's sitting over here. I cannot show you. I did not ask permission if I could show you guys because it is a secret crochet for somebody. I am testing a pattern for somebody and I cannot show it. And it will obviously be finished by next podcast next week. And I still will not be able to show you guys what it looks like then. I will not be able to show you guys what it looks like to the release date, but I will taunt you and tease you with it. Only way I can show it to you earlier is if the person I'm testing them for says yes. But other than that, You'll just have to guess and wonder what it is. Alright, and I will say I thoroughly enjoy testing patterns for this person. It's so much fun because I'm like, how is that gonna... And if you're wondering, I thoroughly enjoy testing out knit and crochet patterns to begin with. I find it fun testing a pattern, even though designers send you the pattern because they want to make sure there's no mistakes or see if you can find the mistakes. I love testing patterns. I just find it fun. Alright, next one is in here, and it actually is outgrowing this project bag. I need to find a new one. It is my Magic Cake Log Cabin. Yay! I actually worked on it tonight while watching Hawaii 5-0. I picked it up. I wanted something very potato chippy. I did not want to work on my socks. And because the yarn is dark, it would not have fared well. We have our Christmas tree up, and our lighting is really not that great right now with the Christmas tree up. So it's like, I want something potato chippy that I can just go, not have to glance back at a pattern and look and make sure, or look down and be like, did I do that right? I can just go. If they were plain vanilla socks, I would have, but they weren't, so I felt like picking up my log cabin blanket. And just an FYI, you guys haven't really seen this in a while. I haven't worked on it since the last time I showed you guys. This isn't, I need to sit down and work on it all the time thing. This is, I work on it when I feel like it. So here it is. I am actually, you guys, I finished the first cake. Oh, I got a live stitch. I finished the first cake. This is crochet, in case you're wondering. Let me show you guys the right way. I love how this is looking. Yeah, you guys can see it. Here's how it's looking. I am on the row. I am on a new log. But you can see how the logs are taking shape. As I said, I haven't worked on it since I showed this to you guys that was the last time. Because this is something that I'm working on when I feel like it. I'm not setting a deadline for myself. And also, it will tie in with the year-along blanket that we're going to be doing. It's going to be a blanket along, and I'm going to start that in January. I was going to start it now, but with the holiday season, I was like, I'll wait till January. And I'm working on the rules, but the rules would tie in. It can be blankets that you've currently been working on. So here's that. Let me find my notions bag, my test bag there, because I want to mark where I showed you guys the last, so that way if I work on it in between or whenever I podcast again and I've worked on it, you guys can see how much progress I made. So, that's the wrong side. Here's the right side. So here we are. So when you guys see it next, you'll be able to see if I've made, if any, progress. So yeah, this is just a fun little potato chippy knit. I am not following a pattern. This is loosely based. I did read a log cabin pattern from Lion Brand, and it was based on their homespun pattern. And I just kind of read it to give myself an idea of how to start it. And I haven't looked at the pattern since. I just read what it was about. I was like, okay, just like I thought everybody else's was, you know. And I went from there. There are many, many versions of a log cabin blanket. There's no right or wrong one. It's just basically whatever suits your fancy. Some people I know, Kay from the Bakery Bears, Diane from the Knitting Den, they're making squares that are so big by so big, and then they stop and then they start another square and make it as big as the previous one, and then they sew it together. I don't want to do that. That would just set me cuckoo. So I'm making it as one big blanket. So yeah, it's going to be fun. And it is a fun little knit, and as I said, crochet. I do plan on making a knit one. It's a fun little crochet. I work on it when I want to. No pressure. Alright, that is everything for works in progress. On to TV talk. We're back. Alright, before I go into TV talk, I wanted to show you guys. I'm trying to pick it up here. Alright. Because this is a Magic Cake log cabin, what I've been doing, as you've seen some art, excuse me, exactly like Magic Cake, like I started off with one solid thing and then another solid thing and then the rest has been Magic Cake. What I've been doing as I've been running low on bits and bobs, or I found little bits and bobs that aren't enough to really do anything with, I've been filling up my container. Alright, had to have a brief pause in there for a minute. Alright, sorry about that. As I was saying, TV. Yeah. How come nobody ever told me about Hulu Plus, you guys? I just found out about it via my dad a while back. And I am addicted to a couple shows, and they're British shows. And I'm sad they're no longer on air, that they only went a couple seasons. I'm not going to go into detail about them, but I will tell you what ones that I have watched. I am watching, and I think there's only 3 seasons, maybe 2, of Upstairs, Downstairs. It's kind of like Downton Abbey, but it's not. This is, I guess, kind of where Downton Abbey, the people got the idea maybe for Downton Abbey. I don't know. There is an older version. This is a remake of the older version, Upstairs, Downstairs. Then I'm watching the Swedish version of FX's The Bridge. Oh, you guys, I seriously forgot how much more stuff European TV shows versus American television. Oh, I was like, this is so much more intense, and it shows way more than what American TV shows. The other one I'm hooked on is Being Human. I know there's a US version and a UK version. I know they're both no longer on the air, but I am watching the 2nd season of Being Human, and I'm like, why didn't I ever watch this on the BBC before? So that's that. I haven't been up to date on my regular shows that I watch, like on Fox and ABC and CBS, those shows. I did see tonight, it was the Christmas episode, spoiler alert, of Hawaii Five-0. And I got the biggest kick out of Steve McGarrett. Dano wanted a Christmas tree, and they went to this Christmas tree lot. He's like, let's pick out the perfect tree, blah, blah, blah. And Dano finds it, and the guy said I think he said like $750. And Steve said, no way, that's highway robbery. That's highway robbery. It's ridiculous. And Dano's like, Steve, arrest this guy. So Steve said, come on, we're out of here. I know we can get a tree. So they go, I don't know if it's a national park. I didn't pay attention to that part. I was working on my blanket, but I was listening to it, but not listening to it. And he goes, these trees are guarded. Danny's like, they're guarded, they're preserved. We'll get fined if you cut one down. He goes, Steve's like, they're not going to miss one tree. They're not going to miss it. They're never even going to know it's gone. So let's get it. So he proceeded to saw the tree down. Well, they work on a case. They're each doing their own thing, working on a case. And this one cop comes and he's like, yeah, I'm looking for Steve McGarrett and Danny. And he's like, Steve's with the governor and Danny's off at such and such island on a homicide. He's like, well, I need to talk to him. It's police business. And he said to Chan says to him, I'm a cop too, you know. So what's going on? He goes, I need to talk to Steve and Dan. So he goes over to Danny's house and he's inspecting the car and he sees tree sap on the car and he takes his little CSI kit out, does a swab on it. And anyways, of course, they solve the murder. They save the day, as always in Hawaii. And they get to Danny's house. I think it's Danny's house. It could be Steve's house, but I think it's Danny's house. And it's a Christmas party. They're all there. And this cop comes knocking on the door, and he's like, and he said to Danny, he goes, here's I think it's like $1,200 fine for chopping down that tree. And then he's looking, and he hears the girl, I can't think of her name, you guys are probably screaming it at me right now. And he says, hi, and she goes, hi. And he said, would you like to come in and eat and join us? Would you like to come in? He's like, no. Steve's like, yeah, I think you really would. Come on, it's Christmas, it's the holidays. He said, come in. He goes, okay, I only got 45 minutes left of my shift, so why not? He came in and they sang a song. They sang Silent Night, and it ended on such a really cute, sweet note. I was surprised that their Christmas episode was this week and not next week on the 19th. I thought they would have had the Christmas episode on the 19th, but maybe there's another Christmas special going on then that they didn't show it. So obviously the show probably won't be back until January sometime, which this time of the year gives me a chance to catch up on all my shows. Yay! Alright, that's all the TV talk. So, life. If you haven't left me, I'm going to go touch on life quick. Nothing exciting going on. As I said, we had a snow storm this past week. We had rain, we had snow, we had wet snow. Yeah, wet snow is not fun, you guys. I'd rather have the dry snow because it's a lot easier to shovel and manage. Although I would take rain any day over snow because you don't have to shovel rain. Just put some rock salt down. This weekend I'm not really doing anything. Probably just staying home, vegging and catching up on some television and working on knitting and crocheting. But that's subject to change. Went to the Dollar Tree this week, like I told you guys. I did cook some awesome dishes. One is called the John Wayne casserole, which you take the tortilla chips like you get out in a restaurant that you put salsa, dip them in. You take those, you crush them up. You take some ground beef and some ranch style beans and what else? Can of Rotel, which is basically tomatoes and hot peppers. And you cook all that together, and a medium onion, and then you kind of layer it, and then you eat it with salsa and cream cheese. If you guys are interested, I'll start a recipe thread or recipe exchange thread, and I'll post a picture of it. The other one I made tonight, I did not take a picture of, and that is called Devil's Sausage. And they call it Devil's Sausage because it calls for cayenne pepper, but being that my gram can't tolerate the hot food, I just left out the cayenne pepper. And you can serve it over mashed potatoes or rice. It calls for, you basically make a sauce for it, which is water, brown sugar, mustard, tomato paste, Worcestershire sauce. I can never say it. Is it Worcestershire or Worcestershire? I never say it right. That and ketchup. That's it. And of course, any cayenne pepper if you want it. But I didn't do it. But it was really good even without it. So if you're interested in those, again, I'll maybe open up a recipe thread. So I'm going to let you guys go so I can edit this video, and I will talk to you guys next week. As far as the week of Christmas, you guys, my recording schedule for that would be December the 26th. I more than likely will record on that Friday, being that Christmas is on the 25th. And Christmas, it's the day after Christmas, so I more than likely will record that Friday. But I will keep you guys posted next week as if to whether I'm not going to or not. So I'm going to talk to you guys next week. Have a wonderful weekend. Treat others the way you would like to be treated. Bye, guys.